Bilang isang Ginebra fan, very grateful ako na over the last 10 years, Ginebra have found their winning ways. Diba, nagkaroon pa ng streak yan, na Kangkong era for 8 years. And thankfully, dumating si Coach Tim Cone at binago niya ang tone ng buong team. Ginawa niyang winners. Maraming championships under his belt and with Justin Brownlee. Pero kasi, yung Ginebra fan in me, namimiss ko yung mga panahon ng mga Mark Aguiwa, Ronald Tubid, JJ Helterbrand. And even hindi ko inabot, 'di ba, watching some old DVDs of Jaworski, hindi laging about sa quote-unquote making the right play. Tungkol to sa paggawa ng plays kung saan nagsisimulang mabuhayan ang Barangay Ginebra crowd. Si RJ Abarientos ang tipo ng player na perfect sa ganun.
Let's see in about 8 seconds. Who's gonna take the last shot? Is it gonna be RJ? He does! Abarientos will put it up one more time. Oh, what a shot! Ginebra looking to take back the lead. Abarientos behind the back. Step back.
Kendall way down.
You got it all.
RJ realizes it.
That's the
Corner shot. RJ's got to take it. And listen to this crowd roar.
And si RJ Abarientos, he is skillfully entertaining. Kaya ngayon, pag-uusapan natin kung bakit si RJ Abarientos ang next Ginebra superstar. Nung pumasok si RJ Abarientos sa Ginebra, yung laro niya or yung playstyle niya made sense. Pang Ginebra talaga. Pero yung posisyon niya, which is point guard, na medyo undersized, 5'11", and medyo defensive liability at the time, maraming nagtaka na bakit gwardiya na naman, di ba? Especially kaalis lang ni C-Stand, si Japet nagkakaedad na, of course, obviously wala nang Greg Slaughter at the time, and talagang ang parang naging butas talaga ng Ginebra at the time ay yung front court nila. Pero they still picked RJ Abarientos sa already existing na malalim na backcourt rotation nila nung panahon na yun. At the time kasi very crowded yung guard position ng Ginebra. They had Scotty, L.A. Tenorio, Maverick Hanmisi, and Nards Pinto. Tapos i-add mo pa si RJ. So 5 gwardiya na yun na magkahati-hati sa minutes na available. And alam naman natin si Coach Tim, di ba? Talagang short rotation siya. Pero what we all didn't know, na si RJ Abarientos, yung matagal nang hinahanap ng Ginebra fans sa Ginebra team. 4 years, itong Ginebra team na to, yung success nila, dun din kasi nagmumula yung kanilang mga shortcomings. Kasi under Coach Tim Cone, na, di ba, tinapos ni Coach Tim Cone yung Kangkong era. Di ba, nag-champion ulit sila at sunod-sunod, di ba? Marami na siyang championships with Ginebra. And I will not say na negative yung pagdating or, di ba, objectively hindi totoo yun. Kasi mula nung pumasok si Coach Tim Cone, bumalik ang Ginebra sa mapa and they became competitive, di ba, mula nung pumasok siya. Pero kasi yung system ni Coach Tim Cone, which is a triangle offense, the team kasi had to play a certain style and a certain way para ma-meet yung expectations of that system. Kasama na rin doon, di ba, going for players na fits the system pero not necessarily a Ginebra type of player. Kasi ako lumaki ako growing up watching Mark Aguiwa, JJ Helterbrand, paborito ko Ronald Tubid, even yung mga Junti Valenzuela, Cyrus Baguio, later on, di ba, yung mga Mac Baracael, even Chris Ellis, Sol Mercado, and ngayon parang mga talagang nagiging paborito ko yung mga Jason David. Kasi yun yung, for me, yung tunay na Ginebra player, talagang either flashy na talented or someone who is kind of a no-namer. Not an insult yung medyo hindi ganun kilala pero grabe yung effort, grabe humustle. And si Scotty Thompson kasi, nothing against Scotty. Kung kilala niyo ako, pinagtatanggol ko palagi si Scotty. Scotty is one of my favorite players of all time. Pero si Scotty kasi kind of an in-betweener. Kumbaga, he's kind of an elite role player. At the same time, is kind of that confident superstar na kilala natin sa Ginebra. Pero hindi siya pumapasok sa isa, sa dalawang yon. Nasa gitna lang siya. Sometimes, showtime Scotty. Sometimes, then, di ba, role player Scotty. And RJ Abarientos kasi, for me, kind of fits dito sa part na to ng pagiging Ginebra player na he's kind of a superstar na alam din na magaling sila. Like a Mark Aguiwa, like a JJ. Pero kasi, di ba, with Coach Tim Cone's system, yung ganong tipo ng player, especially as a rookie, like RJ nung rookie year niya, mas ma-outweigh kasi yung kulang or yung weaknesses instead dun sa mismong talent niya na for Ginebra to really unlock RJ as a rookie, kailangan nilang baguhin lahat para lang mag-fit yung ginagawa nila around RJ. And they're not gonna do that. And they didn't do that at the time. And yung mga weaknesses na yun, di ba? Nabigyang spotlight yon sa unang finals appearance ni RJ Barrientos against Jason Castro in the TNT Tropang 5G. Talagang yung series na yon in-expose lahat ng weaknesses ni RJ. And people after that, di ba, really question, si RJ ba talaga star material? Kasi kung ganito lagi, na i-expose siya ng kamatchup niya na gwardiya na kahit na more than capable, di ba, as a guard. Tapos lumalabas yung pagiging defensive liability ng RJ. Star quality ba talaga yon? Or baka microwave type of player lang talaga siya na pasok mo, baka mag-30, baka mag-10, tapos bahala na. Pero, yun kasi yung naging make or break moment ni RJ Barrientos. Kumbaga, ito yung naging challenge for RJ to overcome. Coming off a Rookie of the Year season and a solid Season 50 Philippine Cup, RJ finally made a stride as Ginebra's main local, so Commissioner's Cup. Alongside that, mas na-embrace na rin ni Coach Tim Cone yung idea of running their offense based sa kung sino yung personnel na meron sila. Less of the triangle and more spacing and pick and rolls. That change the system allowed RJ to fully become himself. In addition sa experience na nakuha niya the previous conferences and ito, sa Commissioner's Cup, we saw a new version of RJ. So 24 games sa conference, RJ Barrientos played roughly 37 minutes a game kung saan nag-average siya ng 20.8 points, 3.5 rebounds, and 5 assists per game. Pinroduce niya yung numbers na yan efficiently. In terms of field goal percentage, 47.6% on 15 attempts, which is very high volume. Tapos sa tres naman, a very impressive 43.2% on 7.3 attempts. For a high-volume scoring guard, these percentages are quite impressive talaga. Mostly comes from his natural skill na umiscore off the dribble and also Ginebra's offense na inaalaw siya to play off the ball more. And that is our first point sa video, his 3-point shooting. Ngayong conference, RJ Barrientos shot 43.2% from 3 on very high volume, which is insane. Diba? Sa dami ng 3-pointers na ina-attempt niya, ang dami rin doon na off the dribble. And knowing na ang Pilipinas, hindi naman tayo 3-point shooting country, and if meron mang shooters dito, di ba, kadalasan mga catch and shoot snipers. So RJ Barrientos as a guard na nasa kanya ang bola, madalas, and being able to pull up from basically anywhere, ang laking bagay nun for Ginebra and his gravity to make their offense much easier. Let's go over some plays. Dito, we can see a variation sa offense ng Barangay Ginebra kung saan, instead na triangle, umaangat yung post sa may wing or elbow para mag-initiate ng either zoom action or ng two-man game. Dito, specifically, nag-clear si Maya ng isang side. So, naging empty side two-man game ngayon between RJ and Troy Rosario. So, sa entry pass to Troy, RJ faked setting a screen for Ralph Koo, sabay daan sa handoff. The defender went under, so ano pa bang gagawin ni RJ kundi mag-pull up for 3. Next play, same play, pero this time reversed roles. Defender went over the screen naman, so si RJ stopped and pulled up. Kung mapapansin nyo, mas hip-to-hip sila ni Troy ngayon kesa sa last clip kasi the defender went over. So if merong gap kasi between RJ's hip and Troy's hip, mas may space ngayon na makabawi at makabalik yung defender. Pero if talagang dikit sila and magsa-stop agad si RJ, kung yung defender ipipilit niya yung sarili niya, magiging foul pa yon. And dahil dito hindi, wide open to for RJ. Dito naman, instead of a handoff, it was a ball screen naman. Like the previous play, the defender went over ulit. Tapos pinakiramdaman ni RJ, nagbago siya ng momentum sabay snatchback. Next play is a mix of both situations. Handoff, pero walang nag-develop. So, nag-flow siya into a high ball screen. The defender went over ulit. Then si BGR naman naka-drop, sabay switch. So, dahil naka-probe si RJ, nakita niya when the switch happened and immediately went up with the shot. Pangalawang point natin ay ang kanyang playmaking and shot creation off the dribble. Kasi previously, pinag-usapan natin yung ability niya to pull up from the 3.
Pero paano kung wala at tinatanggal ng coverage ng kalaban, di ba? Ito yung next phase. Dito ay sa high ball screen with Japet. Makikita natin na aggressive yung point of attack defense dito. So, anong ginawa ni RJ? He lured his defender into the screen sabay gamit ng katawan to seal the defender off. Ngayon, straight line drive 2 versus 1. Fake pass papunta sa corner. Nawala yung defense. Floater. Another high ball screen with Japet. Dito naman nag-late switch ang Rain or Shine kasi naiwan si Nokum after going over. So dito naman, since walang linya para mag-drive, nag-pull up si RJ para sa midi. Dito naman mag-hedge ang Rain or Shine sa coverage nila. Pero tignan nyo kung paano nag-probe si RJ. He turned the corner, gumamit siya ng extra dribble para antayin si Johnson na bumalik. Pagbalik ni Johnson, sabay drive, and then hinanap ni RJ yung tamang linya all the way to the basket. It's about patience and reading the defense. Punta naman tayo sa point number 3, the defensive end. Ito yung naging biggest question for RJ dahil nga sa naging matchup nila ni Castro nung rookie year niya. Maraming ang kumwestiyon, di ba? Pero generally, I think kasi mas importante sa mga players kagaya ni RJ na lumaban at hindi maging doormat. Kasi marami namang small players na talagang mina-matchup hunt ng kalaban or yung mga payat, at marami rin namang mga players na hindi lang talaga sila built para maging defensive stoppers. For RJ, dahil offensively, grabe yung production niya, kumbaga na-earn niya na sa defensive end yung right para yung coaching staff mag-drawing ng mga coverages kung saan matatago si RJ. And ginagawa yun ng Ginebra through their show and recover coverages or hedge and recover coverages sa pick and roll. Yung mga pill switching din nila, ginagawa nila. And in general kasi, having help defense ready. Just in case nasa isolation si RJ, medyo magka-advantage yung binabantayan niya, may ready lagi na help defense. Pero in general, nag-improve kasi yung toughness ni RJ as a defender. And kahit na tinatago siya, makikita mo na tinatry niya talaga. And yun pa lang kasi, malaking bagay na yon para hindi ka laging targetin ng defense. Kasi if makakuha ka man ng defensive stop, baka na-explain din na nila gawin. And for RJ, grabe yung improvement niya sa department na yun.
So ito na yung part ng video na wala ng script. I-gather ko na lang yung thoughts ko sa napag-usapan natin. At this point, napag-usapan na natin background ni RJ, yung challenge, paano niya na-overcome, yung playmaking, shot creation, yung shooting niya, and these improvements, especially sa defensive end, or yung toughness in general, na malaking tulong doon ng kanyang tito na si Johnny A. Kasi sino pa ba, diba? Ang guardia na undersized pero tough as a guard. Yun yung tito niya na si Johnny Abarrientos na part na ng coaching staff ng Ginebra na I think naging malaking tulong for RJ to overcome the challenges na lumabas doon sa finals matchup against Castro dati. Na ngayon, di ba, champion ng Ginebra na nabawi na ni RJ yung kumbaga redemption moment niya na yun eh. BPC siya, kind of struggled sa finals pero to be fair kasi Coach Chot, di ba, ginawa talaga lahat ng paraan para mapigilan si RJ, putting a 6'7 BGR on him, putting a 6'7 or 6'6 Kelly Williams on him. Talagang ginawa din drawing ng TNT yung game plan nila to limit RJ Abarrientos. So, overall, I think it's nice to see na Ginebra finally embraced RJ's game and ang naging talagang reward nila doon or naging reward ni RJ to Ginebra yung ganitong level of play na in my opinion is one of a kind. Hindi naman sa sobrang one of a kind, pero one of a kind in a way siya na you don't necessarily see this type of player sa ganitong level sa PBA. Flashy enough, mapapatok sa masa. So si RJ, ganun siyang tipo ng player. And again, I've mentioned kanina na idol ko si Kagiwa, si Tupid, si Helterbrand, yung era na yun. And si RJ kasi brings breath of fresh air for Ginebra. Kasi, diba, for years, maybe isang dekada na, 2026 na, 2016 pumasok sa coach team. Diba? Isang dekada na ang Ginebra, they play a certain way. Confidently, I can say, dahil, you know, I'm the triangle offense guy sa YouTube, I can confidently say na I'm so happy to see Ginebra going back dito sa, or dun sa playstyle kung saan ko sila talaga nagsimulang mahalin. Which is yung kind of run and gun, guard-oriented, takbuhan, flashy plays. Meron silang star player na exciting panoorin. And not this type of basketball na it works pero medyo walang kaabang-abangan. Like, akin na nanggagaling yun. Like, itong triangle offense, systematic approach is good. Okay na may ganun pa din. Pero ngayon, having both at the same time, ano ba naman to, 6'7", both at the same time, yung system ni Coach Tim Cone, and yung exciting play na inad nila on top of it. To me, ibig sabihin nasa good place ang Ginebra. And I hope, diba, RJ Abarrientos magpatuloy ang kanyang improvement and talagang siya na yung maging talagang muka ng Barangay Ginebra. Kasi I think meron siya nun. He has what it takes to be the next Ginebra superstar. And right now, we are seeing only the start. Right now, kita natin yung talent ni RJ and yung mga things to improve pa niya. Mas naglilin siya sa yung mga bagay na pwede mong aralin. Paano niya mamamaster yung system, discipline, pagbasa ng court, yung kumbaga situational awareness in general, the defense toughness, yung veteran wits na makukuha niya over time. Yun yung mga bagay na matututunan. Pero yung talent, we are now seeing the talent of RJ Abarrientos na ngayon pa lang, di ba, second year pa lang niya. It's kind of insane na ganitong level na yung skill and yung talent na nabibigay niya sa liga. And most importantly for Ginebra.